Hi guys, welcome back to the series on empaths. What I want to talk to you guys about today is something that I noticed as a common thread. I noticed this first in my own life and then working with my clients. I started to notice a certain trend of the people who were empaths. And I want to ask you guys a question because I think it's a good question to ask, and I want you to be very aware of what your first response is in your head, right? So when someone asks us a question, oftentimes what we will do is we will have an initial gut response, and then our brain will come in and it will try to tell us all the reasons why that wasn't the right answer. And so I'm asking you to not do that, okay? When I ask you this question, I want you to just first gut response, and that's your answer, okay? This was something that came to me personally in my walk over this past year, that when I realized this, it was a integral and pivotal moment for me to actually admit that I was an empath. Before realizing this, I was not willing to admit, and I'm smiling a little bit and laughing a little bit because I've been teaching about spirituality now for almost like 7-8 years in my business. So before that, even too, before I had a business. And I've worked with many people to develop their psychic abilities, which being an empath is a psychic ability. And years ago, I remember telling certain clients, I can help you, I can give you tools that you can work on this ability with others, and I can provide you with tools, but I can't relate because I didn't believe that I was an empath. And so I would say this to my clients, like, I'm not an empath, so I don't understand, but I can provide you with tools. And the truth is that I was an empath, and I just didn't realize it because I had buried it so deep, because I was an empath as a very young child, and also just coming into my existence as a soul, and it had proved to be very detrimental to my health and my well-being. And so I learned how to shut it down as a coping mechanism. And so I would even convince myself that I was not an empath, until I realized where that thread was, and answering this question made me see just how deep it actually was, okay? So I want you to ask yourself really truthfully, do I feel broken? And I want you to think back as you say your answer to this, do I feel broken? I'm asking you in this moment, do you feel broken? And then I want you to ask yourself, do I ever feel like there was a time when I wasn't? Okay? And really think back. I want you to think back as far as you can possibly go back in your mind. So early years, maybe possibly ask yourself, when I came into my existence, did I already feel broken, right? And so what I realized when I wasn't so much that I asked myself this question, but I was trying to trace back to the very root of what I was experiencing at the time, which was getting sick over and over and over for a slew of years, every single month. And I realized when I traced it back to a certain occurrence of getting sick as a young person, I remember feeling like I didn't feel well and that I must be broken. And then I looked back a little bit further and I thought, when was the first time I felt like I was broken? And I remember that there was never a time I didn't feel that. It's almost like as if I came into my existence and I felt somehow broken, or like there was something wrong with me, okay? So I know that seems pretty extreme, but working with my clients, I realized that this was a commonality across sensitive people, that if we really looked at it, we all have this feeling, deep rooted, deep seated feeling of being broken, okay? And so when I began to do this research to understand why I was feeling the way I was feeling, and the reason why like this was such a deep rooted thing, I came to realize that this is a commonality, again, among not just empaths, but old soul empaths. So old soul empaths are like a specific kind of group of empaths that have had multiple lifetimes of being empaths. And they feel a very deep need, a very deep rooted cause, and that is to change the world essentially in some way, shape, or form. It's like, I am here to help do something. I am here to help change what it is that we see as our reality. They have a deep rooted purpose, a deep rooted cause. They have a commitment they feel a deep commitment to changing the way that we live on the face of this earth. They are here to be the movers and the shakers, okay? And they have wanted to do that over many lifetimes. So you can also ask yourself the question, do I feel called to do something? Do I feel called to serve in this world and do something for society? And I guarantee you the answer to that question is also yes, because you've most likely been committed to this a very long time. Now, connecting the two where this brokenness comes in for empaths is that our way of navigating our world is by feeling. People who are old soul empaths feel even more. They feel even more collective level energy. That means whatever we are feeling as a human race, they will feel it. Like, I can feel these things in my bones. I know what's going on. I know what the world is feeling pretty much at all times because I feel it filtering through my body, okay? So somebody who is an old soul empath has deep levels of feeling, and they have a deep calling to serve. So they will feel all of the discord, all of the chaos. They will feel all of the divide in society. Right now, we're seeing so much divide. And so the old soul empath who feels they are here to do great work, to follow their calling, to serve humanity somehow, will feel the brokenness of society that they are here to unify from the second they come into their reality, to their lifetime. They will feel it. They assume that the brokenness, because we all come in with very much little understanding, and we have to experientially learn, which empaths do through that feeling, they will self-project the brokenness that they actually are sensing from society as little people that must be, there's something wrong with me, or I must be broken. When really, they just feel a deep calling to do something, and the brokenness that they feel is not who they are, but what they're feeling so that they can really commit to serving, right? Really beautiful thing can turn into quite a gift. So for me, I remember just as early as coming in as a feeling broken person, I also remember the feeling of knowing I am here to do something important. I am here to work along the lines of my purpose and my calling and serve humanity. I remember that just from the jump, right? So little people with that deep feeling, that deep calling, will often misinterpret. And then we take experiential learning to come back to that understanding to figure that out. So the brokenness, the lesson here for the empath is to learn that brokenness that they feel, they are actually not broken. they are actually not broken. And through healing that perception of being broken, that's the first step to actually helping serve the collective where there is the divide. So the work starts within the empath so that we can start to do the work out in the world. Pretty powerful stuff, right? So I'm going to leave you guys with that today. I really want you to just digest it and just kind of see what nuggets, what golden nuggets out of this that you feel, because you might kind of come to this, hear this, and have an aha, like, oh my gosh, this has been my whole entire lifetime and no one's ever told me this. That's how I felt when I came to it myself and did a lot of meditation and did a lot of work with my guides to come to this realization of, holy crap, I have been living this my entire life. No one ever told me. I had to figure this out, and then through working with my clients, confirm it over and over and over among so many cases to realize this is very across the board. So you might be feeling the same exact way. So I want you guys to just sit with that today and let it be and feel it out, okay? So feeling is a tool and it can do great work. So that's the first step. Just feel it. Just let it sit. Okay, I'll see you guys soon.